it's actually a very interesting topic that you've brought about malaria, because it's a disease which became very racialized in terms of creating buffer zones, which are called buffer zones, where you create buffer zones to make sure that you control the spread of malaria into what was then referred to as white settlement areas. So the buffer zones would be an area of African settlement where you have. So how do I explain this? It's like creating a zone where the mosquitoes would first deal with the Africans before they move into white settlement areas. So you do have that, but it's a very complex topic.
Are you trying to say that there were zones that it was like a layer of black people that they were infected first before the whites were infected?
It was the mentality for creating those buffer zones, where we would have because in Zimbabwe malaria it's not all of Zimbabwe that is a malaria area. There are areas which are popularly known as malaria areas. For example, you find in Mashonaland Central, you go up into areas like Mavradona and many others. These are malaria zones. But then there are areas which are not malaria zones. But there was then actually in the colonial period an attempt to create buffer zones. What do I mean by buffer zones? An area of African settlement. In between the malaria area, you would create an African settlement and then European settlement. So, I think the idea was that the mosquitoes that were responsible for spreading malaria would first deal with African settlement and then before it spreads to. But it's a much more complex topic which may need more time.